Welcome. My name is Nils Fonstad, and I'm a research scientist at MIT Sloan's Center for Information Systems Research, also known as MIT CISR. I lead the center's innovation research, and in this video, I want to share with you some key insights around innovating digital offerings of greater value faster. A digital offering is a revenue generating solution inspired by digital technologies that address customer needs. I assume you're watching this video because you are trying to generate digital offerings in the space of smart homes. And I'm hoping that the insights that I introduce you to will help you generate those digital offerings in the space of smart home even faster and of greater value. Before I do that, though, as is custom, I want to thank our sponsors and our patrons for their support. Without their support, we would not be able to generate the kinds of insights that we generate every year. So thank you. Okay, so what we're after here in the area of smart homes is generating digital offerings. And again, these are revenue generating solutions that leverage digital technologies to address customer needs. Essentially, they represent the overlap of three factors. First, what is it that customers want and are willing to pay for? Second, what is possible today with digital technologies, either based on our own access to digital technologies or those of partners? And third, what makes long-term business sense? What's profitable for us in the long term? Now, today, especially with COVID, all three of these factors are more uncertain and more in flux than ever before. And so the process by which we go about generating a digital offering is now one that has to involve learning about all three factors continuously. And my research has found that many firms, in order to generate digital offerings of greater value faster, paradoxically, they're taking time to learn within initiatives and across initiatives. Within initiatives, they are taking a test and learn approach that essentially consists of a learning journey. And that learning journey consists of three stages. In the first stage, the purpose of the insights that we're trying to generate are around understanding, is there an opportunity space? And if so, what are its boundaries? So the kinds of questions that the team leading the initiative is striving to answer are questions around, for example, what is it that customers want? What is possible with digital technologies? Again, either based on the technologies we have and or those that that our partners have. And is there any overlap between those two? If there is an overlap, that's an opportunity space. And if the team that's leading this initiative for a digital offering decides that the opportunity space is worth exploring, only then do we invest more in the initiative to explore a new complementary set of insights. The kinds of insights in the second stage that firms are trying to generate are around the offerings within the opportunity space. So there's a lot of prototyping, minimal viable products, trying to understand within the opportunity space, is there an offering that meets all three criteria: desirability, feasibility, and profitability? And if there is, if they find actually an offering that seems to fit, well, then we're ready to invest significantly more time, resources, etc., into this final stage where now the kinds of insights that we're trying to generate are with regards to the limits of the offering. To what extent can we scale this offering? And that's going to vary depending on the offering and depending on what kind of value you're trying to realize and for whom, for what geographies, for what customers, etc. Throughout this process, especially in the first two stages, it's important to understand what kind of value are we trying to create. And my colleagues, Stephanie Warner and Peter Weil, have identified in their research 4 ways that companies are generating revenue or creating value in the digital economy. These are 4 business models, and these are very helpful to try to understand how do you expect your digital offering in smart home to create value, and for whom and in what way. Here you'll see 4 options that you have with regards to what kind of digital offering you want to generate within the space of smart homes. We have mapped these 4 digital business models along 2 dimensions. The horizontal dimension describes how we operate, and it basically varies between a traditional value chain and an ecosystem model. Essentially, as companies build capabilities to move across the horizontal axis, they are building operational capabilities that not only leverage digital technologies to help them operate more efficiently, they also use those digital technologies to operate in ways that are more flexible and modular. Modularity turns out to be a significant factor, and it enables companies to take their core operations, what we call their crown jewels, and protect them with, say, APIs, and then use them as critical components to new sources of revenue, new business models, particularly with regards to modular producer. PayPal is a good example of that, and ecosystem drivers. The other dimension is with regards to customer-facing knowledge about the end customer and how are we going to actually generate revenue going forward. That vertical dimension about knowledge of your end customer, it's not simply understanding a customer journey so that you can sell more of your products and services. That's very important, but it's no longer enough in the digital economy. In addition to that, in addition to understanding your customers so that you can sell more product and service, it turns out that to thrive in the digital economy, it's also important to generate customer insights that enable you to understand the broader needs of your customers. And only with that knowledge are we able to actually piece together a complementary set of products and services and generate not just more revenue per products or services, but also generate more revenue per customer. By offering customers a broader set of solutions to a broader set of their needs, this is how we find companies are generating revenue as an omni-channel. And an omni-channel business model is one that offers customers a broader solution to a broader set of needs, rather than simply a specific service or a specific product, which is what you see in the supplier model, the traditional model that I assume most of us are in today. Finally, companies that have built capabilities along both dimensions, they are in a strong position to also generate revenue as an ecosystem driver. An ecosystem driver becomes the destination for a key customer need. And the solutions to those needs may consist of a firm's own products and services, but also competitors and partners. It's suddenly the ability of the firm to piece together key services and products in a way that best address a customer's need, that make their offering so attractive as an ecosystem driver. So we've got 4 models, 4 ways to frame the kind of value that we expect from a digital offering initiative. And with that in mind, then, as we test and learn within the initiative about the opportunity space, and if we find that there is an opportunity space, we then explore potential offerings within that opportunity space. And then if we find one that actually seems profitable, desirable, and feasible, then we're really ready to invest in the scaling learning to what extent we can scale this, this business model framing will help guide that test and learn process. Finally, obviously, we're not going to simply want to generate one digital offering quickly and of great value. To survive, we're going to have to become serial innovators of digital offerings. And that means taking the testing and learning to a next level. We've studied a company called Munich Re, a traditional company over 100 years old. And in a research briefing that you'll have access to, we describe how companies like Munich Re have changed 3 resources so that they become serial innovators of digital offerings. And it's a helpful example to assess and anticipate the kinds of changes that may be necessary in your organization. The three resources that they changed are around funding, expertise, and technological capabilities. And the briefing describes in more detail what that consists of. But the most important thing is, by changing those 3 resources, companies that we've been studying are able to become serial innovators of digital offerings. And this is going to be important because essentially, for your firm to generate not just one, but multiple digital offerings within the smart home space, keep in mind these 3 resources. Because in the case of Munich Re, by changing those 3 resources, they were able to innovate greater value faster by taking time to learn at 2 levels, within initiatives and across initiatives. And with those kinds of insights and with this introduction to these kinds of insights, I hope you succeed going forward in your endeavors to generate great digital offerings in the area of smart homes. To learn more, there is a whole series of references that you have access to, and I'll leave you with some references in case you want to learn more. Take care.